Welcome to Unjammed, the software strategy series for print leaders, brought to you by GelatoConnect. If you're a print service provider who's felt frustrated by software that overpromises and underdelivers, then this series is for you. Whilst many printers have invested heavily in building their own systems, software development is moving faster than ever, and staying up to date and competitive requires more time than many PSPs can spare. So, in just 5 short lessons, you'll get the clarity, tools, and confidence you need to take control of your production setup without needing to become a tech expert. Hi there, welcome back to Unjammed, the software strategy series for print leaders. I'm Ellie, I lead product marketing here at GelatoConnect. So far in the series, we've looked at the hidden costs of complexity and the trap of outdated tools. But today we're going to be zooming out to look at the bigger picture and how the system all fits together. Because with even great tools, things can break down if they're not connected in the right way. So in this episode, we're going to unpack how to build or rebuild a tech stack that actually works together. To guide us, I'm joined by Dom, our SVP of GelatoConnect Logistics, who's worked with dozens of PSPs to untangle overlapping tools, plan smarter integrations, and scale systems that don't fall apart when the pressure's on. Dom, before we dive in, welcome. Could you please introduce yourself and tell us about your experience and role at GelatoConnect?
Thanks, Ellie. Great to be here. So yes, I'm Dom and I lead our global logistics function, which includes GelatoConnect Logistics. I've been with Gelato about 4 years now. And prior to that, I was with various roles within Amazon, my last role being within Amazon Logistics. And excited to discuss this topic today.
Thanks, Dom. It's really great to have you here. So I know this is a topic close to your heart. Where do most print shops go wrong when they're building their software stack?
Yeah, great question. So I've seen so many PSPs invest in great tools, but they still struggle. And it's not because the tools are bad, but sometimes it's because the system design itself is off.
So what is the issue? If it isn't the tools themselves, is it how they connect with each other, or more often maybe how they don't connect very well?
Exactly. Yeah, the problem rarely is the individual software, it's the gaps between them. Let's be honest, most modern PSPs, print service providers, they'll be running 4 to 6 core individual systems. Your MIS system or your management information system, web to print, pre-press, shipping, and inventory, and sometimes many more than that, plus many custom spreadsheets, macros, and plugins. If these tools can't pass data between each other smoothly or speak the same language, the system is going to become more complex, not less.
It's so true. And that is such a common setup, and also where a lot of hidden manual work creeps in. In your domain of logistics, GelatoConnect Logistics, I know that PSPs have had different journeys for how they ship their packages today, and sometimes that can involve a lot of disconnected tools and manual work. How do you approach this problem?
We find that PSPs often need to ship their volume, but it sits across many different tools and channels and different sources of orders and ultimately packages that need to be shipped. Ultimately, the goal of GelatoConnect is to be that all of those different pieces of software in one. But as we begin that transformation journey with PSPs, we're really helping them to connect these different sources of volume in a seamless way to ship their packages. For example, today you might see a PSP copy and pasting orders from their MIS system into their shipping software. And then how do they get the tracking back and associate it with that order? Just helping PSPs understand where their orders are coming from, the information that's needed, and the connectivity required, we can help them replace up to 5 different processes and systems into one process for label creation with GelatoConnect Logistics.
That makes complete sense. Ultimately, it feels like it's about bringing visibility for their entire volume into one platform rather than the disconnected tools. But what have you seen when it comes to the common question in the print industry of should a PSP buy software or build?
Yeah, and that's a great question, and it's one that we get all the time. Should we build our own systems? Should we build our own part of that tech stack? Or should we be buying off-the-shelf tools? Custom development always sounds appealing, but it's rarely worth it. You have high upfront costs, you've got a long maintenance tail, and often single points of failure. And really, unless software is your core business, building your own platform can quickly become a burden.
And have you seen firsthand in your work with PSPs where that could potentially go wrong?
Yes, we have, especially on the GelatoConnect logistics side. I've seen several instances, for example, of PSPs who have built their own middleware solutions to try to hard code rules for different shipping method selections. So they'll want customer A to go to ship method A, customer B to go to ship method B, and many layers and layers of rules like that. And ultimately, this is meant to meet some specific conditions, but eventually grows into a web of difficult to interpret rules, which are hard to maintain and even harder to troubleshoot when something goes wrong.
Okay, so in that case, how should PSPs approach designing their software stack?
When building your software stack, PSPs have traditionally had three key choices. Do you go with best of breed? Are you picking the best specialized tool for every single job? Are you taking a hybrid approach, a core platform combined with a few specialized tools? Or do you go for a single platform, one unified system from one vendor which can do it all? And I think each approach has been used. The reality of the market in 2025 is that it's difficult to juggle different systems, creating friction, as we've discussed. Even in a hybrid model, it means you're still managing those integrations. You're still managing data silos and multiple vendors. This can be a distraction if it's not your core business. We think that the clear path forward is single platform. It's the only strategy that delivers a single source of truth for your entire operation. When everything from quoting to shipping is in one place, you gain complete visibility. You can track job profitability in real time and make data-driven decisions in confidence. And we also think that modern platforms like GelatoConnect are no longer the rigid systems of the past. They provide flexibility without the integration chaos. And ultimately, the choice is really between a collection of different parts, complex, difficult to talk to each other, or a single powerful engine for growth.
Thanks, Dom. So it sounds like hybrid maybe used to be the sweet spot, but only if the parts actually properly connect. And as you said, GelatoConnect gives you the benefits of a platform without those kind of trade-offs because it's modular, but it's still deeply connected.
Exactly. And I think that does bring us to the real issue, or at least the real issue of the past, which is integration strategy. Regardless of your stack type, a lot of PSPs will not spend enough time thinking about what their integration strategy is. And the goal is not just plugin, it's mapping workflows end to end, deciding where those handoffs happen, making sure that your systems are speaking the same language. And this is where API first thinking becomes critical. And if a tool can't connect via API, or it needs heavy manual intervention to do so, it starts to become a red flag. It's also important to really then think about what are the common pitfalls that we see. And here are a few mistakes that we see again and again. It's really starting with the feature, not the workflow, adding tools without that overarching system lens, underestimating the cost of manual glue, the people, the processes that are holding together these disparate systems. And all of this, as we see many, many times, leads to a fragile tech stack that breaks under growth.
Great, thanks, Dom. And do you have any practical tips or advice for print leaders who might be listening to this as to how they can start spotting those weak links?
Yeah, definitely. And here's a simple exercise that we do often with our customers. Pick a single core job type. What is every single system that touches? Where are people intervening in that process? Have a look at the data. Where is data getting moved across or blocked in that? And ultimately, the goal is to move from those series of handoffs into one seamless connected flow.
Thanks, Dom, for the practical tips. I'm sure there are people listening to this who are thinking, how can I write this down, or how can I start implementing these? So we've actually built something to help with this. We've created what we've called a build your stack worksheet. And it's an interactive guide to help map your current tool set, identify gaps, and spot any duplication or cost traps. So for those people listening, you can access it now at gelato.com/connect/strategy, or just follow the link in the episode description. Dom, thanks so much for joining us today. Do you have any final words of wisdom for PSPs who are thinking about building or perhaps rebuilding their software stack?
Yeah, thank you, Ellie. It's been great to be here. I think as a single sort of final nugget of wisdom, ultimately, the big picture is this, that great software doesn't equal a great system. Ultimately, your stack should serve your business and not make your life harder. And with the right integration strategy, you can get more value from what you already have. And ultimately, whether you're expanding, whether you're consolidating, or you're just cleaning house, start by mapping what's actually inside your facility. And then that's where the change really begins.
Thanks so much, Dom. And if you're listening and realizing, yeah, we've been duct taping our tech together and it's not really working, then that's okay. It might just be the time to rethink the setup. So if you want to see what other print shops are doing, our team is happy to walk you through a few options. You can book a short call with us at gelato.com/connect/strategy. In our final episode of this series, we're going to be tackling the hardest part of software strategy, which is making the new tools stick. Because even the best system won't help if the team doesn't adopt it. So Dasha, one of our customer service leads, is going to be walking us through phased rollouts, training, and what to expect during the productivity dip and how you can push through it. So thank you so much for listening, and we hope to see you there.